Let's say I'm a budding audiophile with a budget of around 2000 Indian rupees, and I'm in the market for a hassle-free, budget-friendly IEM with the sole intent of getting the best possible sound quality at that price point. And I'm specifically looking for IEMs with a Type C connector because, well, I don't have any more money to spend on an external DAC. So you're left with a couple of options. You can either go with the DSP version of Headphone Zone's recent collaboration IEM, the FIO JD1, or you can get an unboxed version of Simgot's EW100 DSP, which I personally think is the better choice here, as it makes its competitors run for their money. Yes, that's the truth. They're really that good. So join me in this video as I try to explain why these are the best possible DSP IEMs that you can buy under 2000 rupees. Okay, so here's the box of our Simgot EW100 DSP. It definitely has seen better days, but again, this is what you expect out of an unboxed product. So inside you get the IEM, some extra ear tips, and some documentation. Now taking a closer look at the EW100s, the immediate thing that you'll notice is how lightweight these are. Coming in at around 2 grams each, these in-ear monitors are built entirely out of transparent plastic. They don't feel quite as sturdy as other similarly priced IEMs, but thanks to the way that these are shaped, they will blend inside your ear canals quite nicely and you won't feel their presence at all. The silver-plated copper cable also feels quite nice. In fact, it's better than most budget IEMs and it definitely doesn't tangle up that easily. And you do get an inline microphone here along with the button to take or end calls as well as to control the music playback. The only gripe here I'd say is the fact that this cable is completely non-detachable, so a friendly word of advice here is to take care of your gear as always, but I'll also recommend you guys get an inexpensive carrying case from Amazon as it'll help protect your IEMs in the long run or when you're on the move. So while it's evident that Simgot has cut corners in terms of the build, they certainly haven't compromised in terms of the audio quality because at the end of the day, that is something that matters to us the most. So on each side, you get a single 10mm dynamic driver to handle all the frequencies, and the EW100 has been tuned almost exactly to the Harman 2019 curve. The soundstage feels really wide. It's definitely wider than my KZ-ZEX, and even without the help of any equalizer, I found the stock sound signature to have this nice warmth of the subtle V-shaped curve that kind of wraps you around in the goodness of the music that you're listening to. The audio experience felt very immersive and it totally blew me away considering how much or how little actually I've paid for these IEMs, and that is exactly what I love about the EW100s. So let me try my best in helping you visualize how these actually sound like. So take for example the song Say Something by Justin Timberlake featuring Chris Stapleton. As the song starts, you'll be presented with the beautiful notes of the guitar along with the harmonies of Timberlake's voice. But then, as the song starts to slowly build up pace with the guitar getting more and more aggressive, you'll immediately start to appreciate how much the EW100 is able to resolve in terms of the details. In terms of the bass, I'd say it feels reasonably tight, it doesn't feel artificial at all. And in some cases, like this very song for example, you can feel the sub-bass region, which is pleasantly surprising considering the fact that this IEM is targeted towards beginners and that too being so aggressively priced. Now if we talk about the vocals, specifically the male vocals, I found them to sometimes get a little bit engulfed in the bass, as is quite evident from the song that we're playing right now, the ever-popular Amar Mote from Hemlock Society. So while listening to Rupankar Bagchi's beautiful vocals in this track, whenever there's a lot of things being played in the background, the vocals had a tendency of getting slightly muffled up in my opinion. But again, this is coming from someone who has been listening to a lot of IEMs since the beginning of this year, so if you're a beginner, you won't notice these differences at all, and instead you'll have a very pleasant experience listening to these IEMs. And finally, coming to the female vocals and treble in general, they felt pretty clear to me, and in no ways did they ever feel sibilant in any aspect. If we talk about the richness, I'd say it's plenty enough for this price point. Technicalities will of course not match some higher priced IEMs like my EF500LM for example, but again, that's an IEM that costs 5 times more, so technically there's nothing to complain about here. So to conclude my thoughts right here, I'd say that Simgot has done it. They have produced such a beautiful sounding IEM for less than 2000 Indian rupees. Sure, it might not have the best possible build, but you can't just go wrong with its pristine sound quality. Now at the time of recording this video, the EW100 DSP seems to be out of stock almost everywhere, but I'd personally recommend you guys to keep a track for these beauties, maybe wishlist them in some websites, because like I mentioned earlier, it's very hard to find a second IEM at this price point that comes even close to this in terms of the sound. Alright, so that is pretty much it for this video, and I really hope you guys got some value out of it. So don't forget to subscribe to the channel for more such videos like this, and I'll see you guys in my next one.